I saw the third film. I knew it. I knew it. But when we talked yesterday, I didn't lie. Because as soon as I finished watching it, I burned the film. Huh? You burned it? But why? Its contents were far too disturbing. I believe that the world was better off with the film gone. The incident already has been resolved, so you don't have anything to say anymore, right? Get out! Shoo! Shoo! Just forget about all this! Forget about that film if you don't want to end up like me! If you watch it, you'll be cursed too! Director? This isn't fake. Huh? Yagumo covers his face with his hands, just barely managing to cough out the words through his clenched jaws. That's real footage of how she committed suicide. Real footage? This is... She committed suicide 10 years ago. That's my older sister! I need a moment. I'm sorry. Or... I'm assuming that's what we're doing? Assuming we're letting her know. Oh? Monomi, you're here too? Upon entering the hospital room, Yagumo and Megari exclaim in surprise at finding Monomi there. Director Buse nominated her, so I make it a point to check on her whenever I can. We need her to get better as soon as she can for the project to succeed, too. I see. Well, thank you for your consideration. I sure have a lot of guests today. Kishino came here earlier, too. Huh? He came to visit you again? There were 3 more fruit baskets sitting on the shelf. Don't tell me those are all from Kishino. Yes, I feel pretty bad about it, so I always tell him not to, but he brings one over every time. And they're all the same kind of fruit basket. Hitoa can't eat all these on her own, so she tries to share them with her other patients. But he just keeps bringing more, so it never ends. That does sound like Kishino's unique lack of sensibility. Megari is about to say that, but realizing it would be a bit rude, manages to swallow those words. Let's investigate it more. But, seeing them multiply like this is kind of creepy. It's a gift from Inspector Kishino, so who knows what's in there? Oh, I'm sure it's just normal fruit. Well, they're taking up space anyway. Mind if we eat it? Oh, that'd be a huge help. I can't hope to eat it all on my own. Alright, let's eat it all up, Megari. Roger! Fruit salad. 10 minutes later. After Yagumo and Megari devour Kishino's fruit baskets like hungry animals, only one basket remains. I can't eat anymore. Dying. Yagumo gently checks on Hitoa. Hitoa smiles happily, but her complexion seemed to have gotten somewhat worse since the last time we saw her. Or they saw her. Wait, they? I didn't catch what they said. I'm assuming they saw her. I guess she still hasn't gotten as better as she says. Yagumo speaks cheerfully, as if to drown out the anxiety surging up within him. Oh, hospitals always had this depressing image in my mind, but this room looks almost radiant. I guess having 2 beauties in the room really makes the place light up. Hitoa chuckles at Yagumo's words for some reason. Wait, he only said 2 though. Uh-oh. 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 Megari's gonna punch him for that one. I'm assuming I know what he means by actually, no. Hitoa's gonna punch him for that one. He probably means Monomi and Kanaide as the 2 beauties. Huh? Did I just say something strange? It's not so much strange as... Director Kishino said the same thing when he came earlier. Huh? The exact same thing. It almost feels like deja vu. Deja vu? Being the same as Inspector Kishino, I'm shocked. No, not shocked, embarrassed. Forget embarrassed, you were off at the point where you counted only 2 beauties in the room. Huh? I mean, there aren't just 2 beauties in the room, there's 3 beauties. Oh, yeah. That reaction pisses me off. Uh-oh. Actually, there's 4 beauties. We forgot about Kanaide. Dude, he is biff pretty. I'm not gonna lie. He is a beauty. Oh, yeah. Hitoa. Yagumo hands a heavy-looking paper bag. What's this? Remember what I promised you last time? About getting you some manga to pass the time with. I brought you some. Really? I was looking forward to this, actually. Wait up, hold up. Why did you go and buy her random stuff? It wasn't random. Listen, director, you have no taste when it comes to stuff like that. It's fine, I tell you. I only picked stuff Hitoa would enjoy. And I'm telling you, I don't trust you to do that properly. Now, let's just open up the bag and see what he got her. Is that all right, Hitoa? Yeah, we can open it. Can we open it up, director? Of course. As they all huddled to see what Yagumo bought her, Hitoa opens the bag. And what comes out of the paper bag is... Oh, this is... My, this is unexpected. The cover was decorated with delicate lines and graceful coloring. A full set of manga based on the Orgu Hayu Kunin issue? Well, what do you think, Hitoa?
Thank you. I love it. I saw the anime for it once and wanted to read it since.
A manga about Haikuyu issue cards, yes? Oh my god. Kakinomoto no Hitomaru and the Manyoshu is related enough to Shimane to have the Takatsu Kakinomoto shrine named after him. It fits the project. That's right, exactly. How do you like my taste? How do you like my taste now, Magari? Well, what's your verdict? Safe. The hell? You make it sound like I only barely passed. Just the fact that it doesn't have any weird macho men in it means that you went above and beyond, director. I don't like the implications behind what you just said, but whatever. The group flips through the manga with Hitoa enthusiastically for a while. Anything else? Oh yeah, director, you should tell Hitoa about that thing. Oh, right, that's what we came here for.
What? What thing?
Oh, it's just that tomorrow we're going to go to the Oki Islands for a few days. I figured we should let you know.
The Oki Islands? For location scouting?
Yeah, something like that.
Right. I wish I could go too.
Well, there's no helping that. You should rest until the doctor says you're good to leave. Once you're out of here, we can go together sometime. That's right, the location scouting is just part of our preparations. It'll be your turn to give it your all next.
Yeah, you're right. Be careful out there then. And be sure to show me the footage you take later, okay?
Yeah, it's a promise. Alright, I'm assuming that's really all we need to talk to you about her. I heard you mention earlier, but you're going to the Oki Islands too? Yeah. Yes, that's... Yes, that's the plan. Are you going there too, Monomi? I am. The director asked me to gather some materials for him, so I was planning to go deliver them there tomorrow. Huh? That's a coincidence. Wait, so the workroom director Ibuse shuts himself away to work is in the Oki Islands. He is in a villa in Nishinoshima. Apparently he rented it out for the project and has shut himself away in there. Bruh. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Oh, then would you like to come together with us? I can take out my car. Really? I'd appreciate it. Yes, of course. We're meeting tomorrow in front of my office at 7 a.m. Feel free to join us. Understood. Then I'll see you tomorrow. Yes. So Director Ibuse is in the Oki Islands too. Director Yamagishi and Sakuya should be there too. Having all 3 directors gathered in the Oki Islands is one of those odd coincidences. And then the project's gonna get shelved and everyone's gonna die. Oh, everyone's gonna die. Alright, I think we're good to go. I mean, we did get a clue, so. Yagumo and Magari say goodbye to Hitoa and Monomi and then leave the room. They walk down the hospital corridor when a middle-aged man with one of his hands held up by bandages approaches them. Excuse me? Who the fuck are you? For whatever reason, the middle-aged man glares at Yagumo with stern eyes as he passes them by. He then enters Hitoa's room. That man just now. What's his problem? He just glared at us for some reason, but he went into Hitoa's room, so I guess he knows her? Might be her manager? A lot of idol managers look like they're really nasty people. Oh. The two seem to have settled on that conclusion. They soon forget about the man and leave the hospital. Well, obviously he's not going to do anything bad because, like, the whole room is, at least Monobi is still in there, right? Assuming it's either her manager or her dad, maybe? I don't know. What should I do? Magari sits in the editing room chair with a slightly anxious expression on her face. There's something I want to check in the film we just saw. Can you play it again? Huh? But I want to check something about the scene where the lighting stand falls. That's all. You can pause it there. Are they going to confirm what I already confirmed, that Akari is Monobi? Oh, all right then. He didn't mean that scene. Internally relieved by Yagumo's words, Magari moves the progress bar carefully so as to not miss the right scene. Yeah, because it makes sense why she has the burn. No! Hey, hurry up! We have to get this off of her now! What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Hurry up, you idiots! Magari pauses there. Is this it? Yeah. Is there something off here? No. But see, over there? Can you zoom in there? Magari zooms in the area on Yagumo points at. The image of Monobi's actress contorting her face in agony fills the monitor. There. The HMI lamp hit her on the neck and left a burn. It's kind of hard to look at. Do we know anyone around here with a burn? Huh? We should have met someone like that in all the location scouting we did. What? Magari hurriedly opens up the location scouting folder and opens the image of the person matching the description of Monobi's actress. Akari. Akari! 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 Upon stopping at Miss Kuramochi at Akari's picture, Magari exclaims in surprise. Akari Kuramochi had a burn mark on the back of her neck! Do, 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 and it makes sense why she had the necklace. Do, 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 do. Would anyone care for a lollipop? Right, when we checked Miss Kuramochi's body during the Sawano... Wait, should this footage have been deleted? Or did Yagumo, like, admit that he just made copies of the shit? Because technically, her appearing in the footage should not be there, because Magari should have edited it out, and then it should have been deleted with the master folder. So this insinuates that Magari knows that Yagumo didn't actually delete the master folder. He created a copy, so they still have the footage. Anywho, right, when we checked Miss Kuramochi's body during the Sawano incident, she had a burn mark in the same exact spot. And Saikyo Ito told us something, remember? She left Tokyo to pursue an acting career, but ended up coming back for some reason. Yeah, she's dressed up in traditional clothes, so she feels pretty different, but yeah, she's the same person. Yeah. Damn it, so Monobi's dead too? Man, all the baddies are dying. God damn it, bro. A deep silence falls over the two of them. Magari then whispers faintly, breaking the silence. Just, what does that all mean? The project gets restarted 10 years later, and the then actress who played the protagonist's manager gets murdered, and one of the people that killed her was the person with the film from 10 years ago. And the person with the film was then from 10 years ago. Fuck, I'm sorry, I'm mixing up all the dialogue for people. It's all that sham shaman, Yugensai Kumashiro. He holds the key to all of this. He was behind the incident at Tatsunome Shrine too, and he manipulated Yugo, and Saikyo Ito too. Magari wraps her arms around herself as her body shivers. Director, this is giving me chills. But we're so close to the truth, Magari. I just need to know how the prologue links. Should we hit up all our main, places then? Sayama faces Yagumo wordlessly with a silent expression. He seems to have realized something was off by Yagumo's expression. I watched it. Right. So you did. Even with so little words, Sayama seemed to understand everything and closed his eyes silently. You've been better off without saying that. No, it's a good thing I watched it. The woman in that film. That was my older sister. So, why the fuck wouldn't you know that when you watched the other ones? That's why I'm so lost. I'm sorry. That to me was an issue. Because it's that should have been decided upon watching the first ones. I get that they probably want to waited to the point we watched the third one to make that big reveal. But it doesn't make sense because Yagumo had already seen the other two films well before he watched the third one. So wouldn't he recognize his older fucking sister? And again, he saw the handwritings at the Capricious Hall and stuff. That was his sister's handwriting. So what? Did she die before he was born? But then how would he recognize her later in the third one when she killed herself? That's... What, you only recognize your sister when she has suicidal thoughts? That's what they're pretty much telling me right now. That doesn't make sense. Anyway. What? Sayama was so surprised, I almost nearly fell out of my seat. Sayama was so surprised he nearly fell out of his chair, which clambered to the floor with a loud noise. Yagumo inferred from his reaction that Sayama didn't know that was his sister. I see. So that's why you were so... That's right. So until I reveal why that film exists, I won't stop my investigation. Unless, okay, maybe with that dialogue there, he was keeping it secret. But to me, why does it come as a surprise? Wouldn't he know that his older sister's dead? But I guess maybe he didn't know why she died, so it was a surprise to him that he realized he killed herself. Or she killed herself. You know? So maybe that's what was really surprising, was oh my god, she literally jumped off the damn cliff. Because I'm assuming I would assume you would know your family enough to know that your older sister's been dead. Anyway. I won't stop you anymore. Keep investigating until you're satisfied. Yes. Yagumo says this and bows to Sayama and leaves the archive center silently. Dude, we gotta be getting close, man. Just ignore what I just did there. Isogami greets Yagumo and Magari in the reception office, looking the same as he always does. Well, did you come up with a good plot? Well, yes. I was able to work out something. It feels like recently your mind is somewhere else, Maxie. He sees right through Yagumo. With that thought in mind, Yagumo hurriedly tries to soothe things over. Oh, no, not at all. I'm Max, same as always. Always giving it my all. Really? Then let's crank things up a notch. We stand to earn a great deal if the project turns out to be a success. So keep that in mind and try to cheer yourself up. Earn a great deal? Yes. Start by saying, money! What are you doing? You need to say it next, Maxie. Huh? Money. That's right. Next up, opportunities. Opportunities. And then, honor. Honor. And burst! And burst. And burst means, let's get poppin'. Come on, nice and loud. 1, 2, let's get poppin'. Yes, that sounds good. You're all fired up now, right? Just keep up that gusto and get that work done in a jiffy. Yeah. Oh, I'll get poppin', alright. I'm gonna be poppin' fucking caps and people who think it's okay to keep me from the truth. Having said his piece, Isogami taps Yagumo on the shoulder and leads him out of the room. But Yagumo did feel a bit more energized than he was when he came into the reception office. I'm still so happy that, like, my theories were not actually off. I just needed to get to the final chapter, because that's when all the cards had to actually be laid out. I'm not stupid. I gotta have faith in myself. I'm pretty good at these murder mystery things, you know? It's all about looking at the details, baby. Even if someone says, man, I farted on Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock, that's an important clue. Because then you'll be like, well, wait a second. I remember smelling something funky at that time. You were the killer or some shit. I don't know. I'm pretty good at picking, like, at least remembering things that happen to use against future incidents. Like, the fact that I can remember things that happen, like, well into the playthrough and shit. I mean, technically, like, those recordings were, like, months ago. The fact that I can still remember a lot of those things going into and then using those context clues to, like, figure out what's going to happen. I'd say I'm pretty impressed with myself. I got a pretty good memory, so I'm not as stupid as I say I am. It just fell off because, like, the way they were going about it, like, no, this is how the story is going. It didn't feel like my theories were right. But it's like, I couldn't just pass it off as, like, that's a continuity error. They just put the same necklace on Monabi as they did Akari. I'm like, eh. It's like, as soon as I saw that lamp fall on her, I'm like, oh, oh no. Oh. After waiting for a while, Misawa enters the room. Hey. Oh, you're alone today? Kashino's on a day off. It's just me here today. I hope you don't mind. Oh, not at all. We don't even mind a bit. It's faster when it's just you. That's a pretty awful thing to say with a poker face. But that aside, how did the meeting go with Ito? Did you learn anything? Well, for a moment, Yagumo wondered how much he should tell him, but after that pause, he came to an answer. There isn't a lot of news, no, though looking at the state of mind gave me a lot of material for my film. The meeting went smoothly thanks to your help, so thank you. I'm grateful. I see. Well, I wasn't expecting much, so I don't mind. I'm sorry. Except... what? There's something I want to check, so we'll be going to the Oki Islands tomorrow. Huh? Why go there again? Well, the project we're working on right now is actually a comeback for a project that was originally done 10 years ago. Oh? Oh, right. The mail Yugensai Kumashiro sent you mentioned something about a project from 10 years ago. Yes, so I looked into the project from 10 years ago and found that at the time they did the shooting at Oki Islands. So you thought you'd go there and investigate. Right, so I figured we'd let you know. Well, thank you. There's a bit too vague for us to act on, and the section chief won't approve it. But let me know if you find anything. We might be able to help. Right, I promise. You don't fucking dude, unless you solve this case, you're not going to tell him anything. Yagumo leaves the police department when Magari, who walks alongside him, speaks up. Are you sure not telling him everything was the right thing to do? What do you mean? I mean, what Saikyo Ito told you, and about the film. You hardly told Inspector Masawa anything. Well, yeah. I owe Inspector Masawa a great deal for saving me. But I feel like running my mouth about Saikyo Ito told me would be an unjust thing to do. Unjust? He's a murderer! Well, this doesn't relate directly to his crime, and I don't know why, but he told me his reasons. Besides, if I told him about the film, he'd ask me to show it to him. That's true. We're led to believe that they were manipulated to do these kills. So in a way, if there truly is someone manipulating them to do this, you can't really blame them killing people as like the full just cause and reason. In a sense, there is a little bit of victim to play, but for them to act on it, it's still on them. But because I mean, technically he's a victim. If he was manipulated by someone else to go and kill his brother, technically he is a victim. Now, granted, I mean, he still committed murder. That's still a crime. I'm sure he'd get locked up, but I'm sure his sentence would be lightened if they found out that someone forced him to do that. You know? It's like the same thing with, like, if you found yourself in, like, a saw trap or something and you had to, like, shoot your significant other to escape the trap, you know? It's like if you're forced into that scenario to save yourself or whatever, I mean, is it okay? Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's either one, you know, if both of you are going to die, it's if either one of you is going to die or both of you are going to die and you choose to, like, save yourself, like, you're the one that can be saved by killing someone else. It's like I think you can justify some of that, but it's a little different in this scenario. But again, I mean, he was manipulated. You can almost say it was more like, you know, homicide or like, what is it? Yeah, is that homicide? Like, not killing, like, intentionally? No, it's manslaughter. It'd be almost kind of like a manslaughter type of deal, you know? Like, you're kind of like the victim playing into... Like, you didn't intentionally want to... Like, Saikyo Ito wasn't sitting at the dinner table like, you know what? You'll be great today. I'm going to go kill my brother. You know what I mean? It was more like someone convinced him to go and do it. It's the same thing, like, technically, Kuramochi convincing Seiya to kill himself, Kuramochi was the murderer. It wasn't, like, really suicide. Even though Seiya, like, hung himself, Kuramochi convinced him to go, he threatened and convinced him to go and do it. So technically, like, it's like an assisted murder there. Like, it's not just suicide. Like, Kuramochi had a play in him dying. It's the same thing here. Like, if someone had a play in convincing you to go kill someone, I would say you're partially innocent. If there's a way to, like, kind of victimize yourself. Like, you wouldn't have done it unless told otherwise. Kind of deal. I don't think I want to expose something like that to any more people. Magari is shocked by the whisper that escapes Yagumo's lips. But the two just walk on in silence, saying nothing more. I will say, I'm not gonna lie, Tomine murdering and, like, hanging those bodies on the wall was way more gruesome than Rio killing herself. I'm sorry. Like, you didn't even see you literally just see her leap from the cliff. You don't even see her body. How is that more disturbing than what we witnessed at the Capricious Hall? Like, oh my god, I was mortified. There was blood everywhere. There was dried, shriveled up raisins of corpses of people hanging on the freaking walls. Shit was crazy. But they're gonna like their stomachs are gonna turn at the thought that someone jumped off a cliff. And you don't even see the full outcome. You just see someone jump. Who knows? Maybe there was a body of water under there and she's not actually dead. How do we know? How can we confirm that she's truly dead? Unless Yagumo knows that his sister is dead. That'd be the only thing. But we ourselves as the player can't confirm that because we haven't seen it. And Yagumo hasn't explicitly said, yes, I had an older sister, but she died. You know? Whatever. A faint darkness falls over the area at some point, and a chill that's unusual for some reason settles in. Now then, we're leaving early tomorrow, so let's go back for today. I'll start getting things ready. Really? Then I'll be going then. I can make it home from the bus around here. Cool, then you do that. Magari raises her hand to wave at Yagumo and walks off toward the bus station. Damn, you're not going to walk Magari home? Oh, I see you walk Hitoa home, but you're not going to walk Magari home? Uh-oh, she come back just to... But she soon stops and walks back to him. What, did you forget something? There's something on my mind. Well, what Monomi said earlier about Director Ibuse being in the Oki Islands. So right now, Director Yamagishi is there too, and we'll be going there tomorrow. All of the project's directors will be gathered in the Oki Island. What does that mean? She pointed out something Yagumo had asked himself too, which made him jolt internally. Yagumo hides his doubts though, and answers with a casual tone. It's just a coincidence. It's not like we arranged for this ahead of time. We're moving inside the small region of Shimane, and the three of us just happen to be in the same place. Really? Really. Don't worry. With Kanaide, there will be 3 of us there. Yes, that makes sense. Yeah, you're right. I'm just a bit neurotic, I guess. Anyway, see you tomorrow, Director. Yeah, just don't oversleep. Right. Megari waves at him again and runs off again. Yo, she like really moonwalking, what the hell? She was in the same position all the way down the street. Yakumo waves still, stays still, watching her retreating figure until it leaves his line of sight. I wonder if we're nearing the end. This might be a long recording. It's probably like 7 more chapters. I did say earlier that there was like 3 or 4 I thought left, so I don't know. I would assume there's like 3 or 4. I don't know. Whatever. I think we're getting there, because at this point, it's just like how it was 10 years ago. All the directors of the entire project are coming together at the same place that the last project got shelved. Things are going to start getting revealed here, so I'm assuming we're going to start reaching like the climax and conclusion at some point. I'd assume like chapter 5 solution is going to just be like wrapping everything up. Like it's going to be like the reveal, and then it's going to be a wrap up, and that'll be the end of the game. It probably won't drag on too long, because some of these chapters are really freaking long. But I can't imagine the solution will be like very, very long. Anyway. What a great day. Yes, it's bright out today. The next morning. At 9:30 a.m., the group arrived at Port 7 and boarded the steamboat ferry headed for the Oki Islands in Kuniga. Watching from the deck as the Oki archipelago gradually grows closer, Megari and Monomi enjoy the summer sunlight. Man, the smell of salt in the air is firing me up. My energy is skyrocketing. I know what you mean. Monomi eyes Kanaide, who joins the conversation with suspicious eyes. Is the extremely handsome young man standing over there an acquaintance of yours, Megari? Oh, yes, that's Kanaide. Damn, he's freaking... Dude, he literally rizzes up everyone. Oh, that's Kanaide. He's our cameraman. Huh? Didn't you two talk during the Yotsuno incident? Right. Yes, we did. My apologies, Kanaide. Oh, it's fine. I'm used to it. They just didn't see his face the whole time. Nobody's seen his face until now. Oh my god, damn, he's so fucking handsome. I'm getting rizzed up. You know, Kanaide, I gotta ask myself how stunning Adonis like you doesn't stick in anyone's memory. This happens every time. When I was a kid, my face kept drawing attention to me, and I hated that. So when I entered middle school, I learned how to hide my presence. Even when I enter people's field of vision, they don't notice me, and that's my trick. Huh? You're like a ninja, huh? You're that ninja. By the way, Kanaide, I don't see the director around. Is he asleep? No, he shut himself off in the business room earlier. He's been sitting there, watching videos on his laptop. He can charge it there. A video? Now? Yeah, looks like he's watching Director Ibuse and Yamagishi's old works. Well, he obviously can't watch them all since he's skimming through them. So he's researching into his rivals. And that's what he said. He should probably give him more motivation for the project. I see. I look forward to seeing how his work turns out. It should be a good stimulus for Director Ibuse. Kanaide watches out in the sea and the islands in the distance with the usual indecipherable expression. Megari can't help but think that he reminds her of a ninja in that regard. What will you be doing once we get there, Monomi? We don't mind you staying with us. If you've got somewhere to go, we can take you there with our car. Thank you, but I won't be getting off at the Beppu port. I'll be going straight to the Hishura port. Huh? So Director Buse isn't at Nishinoshima? Where will we be setting off? But in Nakanoshima? No, Director Buse's villa is in Nishinoshima. God damn, all these freaking Japanese places. I'm sorry. God. I wish I was better at pronouncing shit. No, Director Buse's villa is on Nishinoshima, but we'll be using Nakanoshima for the actual shooting. So we'll need to go there through some of the possible sites and at least let them know that we're there. Oh, that sounds hard. Once I'm done with everything, I'll be taking on tomorrow's ferry to Nishinoshima. I'm sure I'll be seeing you again on the scene. I hope you'll let me join you for a tour of the island then. I'd love to. I'll let Director know. The ship's announcement informs them they had arrived at Port Beppu. The coasts of Chiburijima, right? Chiburijima, were drifting behind Magari and the others. We should be getting ready to get off soon. Right, let's go tell the Director and get ready. Alright, Monomi, we'll be parting ways here. Yes, I hope you have a nice trip. Waving back at Monomi, who bid them farewell with a smile, Magari and Kanaide go into the ship. There they find Director Max dead. The sunlight's so bright. Yagumo and his group disembark at Port Beppu in the van and decided to gather in the wharf. The time was almost noon. The island is blessed with clear weather and the sun shines in rays down mercilessly on the group. That's because you stayed shut in the whole time, watching videos. Watching footage of cats. Can't help but spend a few minutes, couple hours, okay, all day on the internet. What's with those bleary eyes of yours? Well, I really wanted to check out Director Ibuse's works again. I watched most of his films once before, but... Well, being motivated is a good thing. So where are we headed next? Nishinoshima has a lot of promising locations for us to scout. I narrowed down some prospective spots, so let's look around there. Here, I made a list. Take it. Magari accepts the note from Yagumo and looks at the prospective places scrawled onto it. The moment she saw it, Magari feels something click into place. Director, this is the place we saw in that film. The footage was pretty low quality, so it was hard to see, but I wrote down the places I could recognize. And his Sukiatari Cafe is... That's not related to the film, but it's apparently a local hangout, so it should be useful for gathering information. Oh, I see. Roger. Kanaide, as always, you handle the camera. The trio eagerly get into the van. Oh my god, my nose is so itchy. It's probably from all the blast. I just figured it might have, like, updated stuff or whatever, you know what I mean? Oh, wait, shit, did we ever read... Sakuya Yagumo, Yagumo's little sister. She set her sights on show business due to a family influence and made her debut as a natural airhead idol. With a little push from her agency, she became one of the candidates leading actresses for the mystery drama project. She quickly gets along with everyone and spreads an uplifting, energetic aura to everyone around her. Nice. Is there anyone else I don't think there's anyone new we met, but yeah. See, it makes sense. Like, I mean, you can clearly see it. They're definitely, like, the same person. So I think they even have almost, like, very similar eye shape. I mean, the same hairstyle. Like, I saw through that one at the very beginning of the game, pretty much. Oh, right. We also have Kentaro Yamagishi, a director who gained attention around the world as an independent film. He now directs commercial movies and films with various styles. His works are both stylish and entertaining. He was chosen as a director for the current drama project alongside Ibuse and Yagumo. Sweet beans. Alright. Anyway. I just figured, like, now that we made the connection that they're the same person, I would think that they would, like, I don't know, add parentheses like, oh, this is actually Monobi. This is Akari or whatever. I guess it never really occurred to me that everything they filmed was actually just fake. Like, that was all just, like, movie scripted shit until, like, Monobee's accident with the burn, and then, obviously, Rio jumping off the cliff, but... I don't know, they really hyped that shit up to be, like... Because... I mean, none of that stuff was worse than what we saw. Because all of Yagumo's cases were real, too. Like, those were dead bodies we were filming. So, I don't know. I felt like it was going to be way more cryptic than they let on. But it was really just, like, the downfall of, like, the TV drama stuff. You know, in the same sense, though, are they really going to make this story out to be, like... You know, oh, it was all just a prank on Yagumo to see if he could solve a giant murder plot or something, or like a giant... But that wouldn't... No, because, again, there's got to be some higher evil plot. That wouldn't explain Yugensai Kumashiro getting all those people to commit murders. So there's some kind of evil higher plot. I'm still convinced that this isn't just going to be like, oh, it was all just a dream, you know? There's going to be some kind of, like, bad person involved. Anyway, I guess do we start with the... I guess let's just start where we are with Beppu Port. As they search through Beppu Port, Megari raises her voice in front of a store monument of some sort. Huh? Isn't this a bronze statue dedicated to one of the ghosts from Shigeru Mizuki's works? The stone monument has the words Yakihi incarnate on it, and a bronze statue next to it. Apparently, it wasn't a ghost, but a god. There are statues from Shigeru Mizuki on the Oki Island. Wait, is that right? There are statues from Shigeru Mizuki on the Oki Islands, huh? Well, they say the real last name, Mura, has roots here in the Oki Islands. Wow, he totally looked like a Totori person to me. Interesting. You know what? If I had to guess anything, that was just to gather some facts, because I think Nego6 probably gonna like ask us a question about that shit or something. I'm still waiting for like the Nego6s and the Shimonekos and what have you. So he's probably gonna ask us a question about that shit. Remember that. Keep that write that down. Write that down. The place looks like a great spot to relax in. Oh, the place looks like a great spot to relax in. It's great. Like it's coming over to... It's like coming over to play at a friend's house. That's probably the idea. The tables and sofas inside the store lack any sense of consistency and simply allow one to recline as they please. Yagumo could imagine how this relaxing, humble place would be a gathering spot for the locals. Oh, hello, Miss Lady. I like the atmosphere of the store. It's relaxing. Oh, hello there. Thanks for stopping by. This isn't a business, though. It's more of a free space. A free space? Yes. The Shugetsudo was built some 4 years ago. The locals use it as a workshop or a tourist attraction. 4 years ago. So it's pretty recent. Yagumo came here hoping that since it was a gathering spot for the locals, he'd be able to gather some information. But, if that's the case, asking about the filming from 10 years ago is gonna be hard. Well, can I still talk to her? Well, since we're here, let's get a drink. And I'd actually like to get something to eat. Any recommendations? I recommend the breather meal. You get to pick a Japanese confection with a drink. Is that how you say it? Confection? Oh, that sounds nice. I'll go with that. Me too. You're taking it too, Kanaide? After a short while, their confections and drinks are carried in, and the trio enjoys the cool breeze for the time. Anything else? The breather set really filled me up. Let's just kick back and relax here for a while. Alright, I think that's all we got here. Thanks for the relaxation. I'm assuming the Mentagani cliff is where yeah. Yurihime Shrine stands in front of a beach known as Squid Bay. It's a unique shrine with a distinctive appeal, with the area up from the first torii to the front being built into the water. This place was in the third film too. I can understand why they wanted to use this location. But look at the sea and this pretty forest around us. This is such a nice place. I wish I could see the sights around here a bit more normally, you know? Magari looks around the surrounding forest as she speaks before letting out a sudden screech. What's wrong? Squid! Huh? Squid? Whoa! Yagumo follows Magari's gaze and exclaims in surprise. Oh. That's kind of cool. For whatever reason, ornaments modeled after a 6-foot-long squid were hanging from the trees here and there. Ah! This is scary! Yeah. This is what they call surreal. This is what they call a surreal sight. Even with surrealism, you can only go so far. It's like they hung corpses dangling from the trees. I'm like really scared. Legend speaks of how the goddess Yurihime dripped her hand into the water, with the squids, overcame by her beauty, coiled around her hand. For that reason, decorations like these are put up around the shrine's premise, but the sight is so surreal the trio can't help but stare. Squid. The front shrine is designated a tangible cultural property. The main shrine was built in what is called the Myojin style. It is stood solemnly, its coloring showing the many seasons it has endured. Feels like the temple that looks like this will grant you twice the blessings. Sweet. If I throw in a coin, it's twice the amount. That's the arena, right? Yeah, they say the Oki classic style sumo is popular around here, so there's arenas around the nearby shrines. They hold night matches too. That's cool. Can outsiders participate too? Huh? You think you can compete in sumo? Well, I like it. I was undefeated as a kid. What? With that skinny posture? Dude, that's crazy. For real? Are you talking like that so you can sound like a sumo No. Oh. Okay. You telling me Kaneda used to sumo wrestle? That's freaking crazy, dude. Maybe he used to be a bigger lad. Or maybe he's just, you know, his stature just doesn't spiel sumo, which throws his opponents off balance. He's really, like, super strong. Wow! There's so many cows and horses running around. Pastures spread out around them as the van drives along the mountainous road. True to Magari's words, all around them countless horses, I don't know, that's a weird, all around them are countless horses and cattle, or maybe that is right, all of them countless horses and cattle. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. All around them, countless horses and cattle are grazing on the grass. How many times did I say that before I actually just read it? By contrary to the serene scenery, Yagumo's face is turning dark and severe. Having noticed this, Magari is anxious. I mean, he's about to go to where his sister committed suicide, so I would be a little anxious too. Eventually, their van pulls over in a parking lot that offers them a breathtaking view of the Kuniga coast and a lungful of salty air. But further down the road, Yagumo could make out a familiar figure standing in the distance. There he is. There the detective actor himself, Manba. Sakuya? For whatever reason, Sakuya stood at the end of the cliff, standing opposite of a man and shouting at him for some reason. As they approach the two hurriedly, Yagumo hears her words traveling in the wind. Stay away from me! This is my only choice now! Calm down. Your sister's death isn't your fault. Her sister? Are they talking about Rio? What's this about her death not being Sakuya's fault? What are they talking about? Yagumo approaches while straining his eyes to listen as more pain words from Sakuya reach him. No! It's my fault! If I hadn't told him where she was! And because I did that, my sister died! Because of me! That man threatened you. You can't keep blaming yourself for that. Wait, don't do anything reckless! Sakuya slowly steps back toward the tip of the cliff, and at that moment... Sakuya! Huh? What was that? What was that? Sakuya freezes in place at the sudden intruder to their exchange, and Yagumo pulls her back from the tip of the cliff as hard as he can. Sakuya falls back into the thicket from the force of being pulled, and as she sits there, Yagumo shouts at her in between ragged breaths. You... What were you thinking, you idiot? What was that just now? Sakuya raises to her feet and brushes off the dust and leaves clinging to her dress, and then shouts back at him. What are you getting mixed up over? You stupid excuse for a brother! Huh? Funakoshi and me are just acting out the suspense drama. Huh? Acting out a suspense drama? Yeah! It'd be obvious if I thought about it for longer than 2 seconds. Huh? Wait, but... Sorry, sir. There seems to have been a misunderstanding. My apologies. Oh, you're Funakoshi. Yes, I'm Shirsho Funakoshi. I see. So that's what happened. Yagumo felt all the energy drained from his body. Saying just that, he sinks down to the floor. I see. So you were her brother. Can't blame you for panicking there. My apologies, Director Yagumo. I just thought That's right, that's I think what I did. My apologies, Director Yagumo. I just thought I'd see how the two of them handle the dialogue. No, I just jumped to the wrong conclusion. I'm sorry. You sure did! You just burst into the scene! I wasn't sure what I should do! No, well, you say that, but you said that here, of all places. What do you mean, of all places? Well, Sakuya didn't know. This was where her older sister plunged to her death. Sakuya was in primary school when Rio committed suicide, and neither Yagumo nor her parents told her any details about her older sister's death. I mean, you were yelling at a place like this. Anyone would be surprised. But I mean, I'm at a spot like this with Funakoshi. Anyone would want to try to do this. I get what you mean, but... That's crazy. I mean, the words you were saying and what was happening, I just couldn't take any chances, brother. Can you two... can the two of us have a minute? Sakuya informs Yamagishi and Funakoshi and takes Yagumo aside where no one can hear them. What is it? Well... What? Do you want something from me? Let me tell you, I'm completely broke right now. It's rare for you to ever actually have any money. That's not it. I was just thinking about what happened earlier. Rintaro, did that remind you of Rio? Huh? I don't really know, but I was just acting out a scene from a suspense play, and the killer dies by suicide. That's why I was just yelling like that. So if I did something to remind you of her, I'm sorry. That was insensitive of me. Sakuya bows her head apologetically, and Yagumo regards her with a bitter smile. No, it's been 10 years, and I'm not sensitive about it. It's nothing like that, so don't beat yourself up over it. The thought there wasn't any point to spurring any needless guilt in Sakuya. Sakuya's expression turns relieved at Yagumo's explanation. That's good then. Besides, you were a tyke when Rio died. You hardly remember what happened. Yeah, it's like there was this atmosphere in the family that made it feel like talking about her was taboo. But really, I know
All I know is that Rio really was sick.
Was really sick? Wait. What? Sick? What the hell? I've never heard of that. Yagumo regards Sayaka's words with apprehension. Yagumo avoided talking about Rio at home following her death, and so it was the first he'd heard of it.
Oh, no, I just heard Mom and Dad talking about it. I don't really know the details myself. They said Rio had incurable disease and wasn't going to live long.
An incurable disease? Now that you mention it, I remember her going to the hospital a lot after the time. But still, she was sick like that? Rio and our parents didn't tell me anything.
Yeah, I think they didn't want to make you worry.
Yeah, I guess so. What was that? Was that what drove her to suicide? But assuming it was, why was it filmed like that? Yagumo begins sinking into contemplation, but is drawn back to reality by his sister's anxious face.
Well, it's behind us now. No point in being hung over it.
Yagumo manages to speak with a bright tone. We're both to an important time of our lives. We're going to make our dreams come true, so we should focus on everything we've got. I'm sure that would make Rio happy too.
Yeah, you're right. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, let's make the most out of this chance. So he says, despite being most hung up about the events of 10 years ago. With that contradiction in his heart, Yagumo returns to the group with Sayaka, hiding that bitter irony in his heart. I guess we really did come here for you, so let's get some deets, brother. We need the deets. Oh, brother, I need the deets. I'm sorry about earlier. I'm a director for this project, like Director Yamagishi. Megari and Kanade introduce themselves after Yagumo. Funakoshi regards them with a pleasant smile and exchanges polite greetings. I've heard rumors from you, Mr. Isogami. I had rumors of you from Mr. Isogami. I've been paired with Director Yamagishi, but I hope you can make a fine film too. Yes, we'll certainly do our best. It's an honor to hear the Emperor of Suspense himself say that. I always see you on TV, but seeing you perform in person on a scene was the best. Well, when you think of precipitous cliffs, I'm the first thing to come in mind. I've seen many precipitous cliffs across Japan, but I can confidently say that the Matagini Cliff is a top-class precipitous cliff. Yeah. Really starting to feel like some Gesterlitz fall settle in around the words precipitous and cliff. It's trying to hint at something. Mr. Funakoshi, you were a part of the project 10 years ago too, right? Since there were people who didn't know about the pilot film around them, Yagumo tries to speak as casually as possible. Yagumo knew that his involvement with the pilot film could mean Funakoshi would pretend he doesn't know anything. But, I'm surprised you know. Yes, I participated in it 10 years ago. He admitted it with a careless smile in a way that is almost anticlimactic. The director was pretty harsh, so I did my best to play the role at the time, so I was sad to see it get suspended. In that regard, I see this project as a second chance. I see. I heard there were 3 films in total, so I was shocked to hear it was shelved. 3 films? Now I hear it was suspended only after 2. The director, Asakawa, passed away suddenly while we were finishing up filming for the second film. Do you think the director may have a play in maybe the director of this film was the one that jumped off the building in the prologue? Maybe. Potentially. Perhaps. Asakawa? You don't mean? Yes, director Issei Asakawa. What? Issei Asakawa directed those films? Director Asakawa? Or wait, Akasawa, right? I'm saying Asakawa. It's Akasawa. Director Akasawa? You mean the representative of Japan? The director that made the 7 or so Samurai and Be Cautious Boy? That's the one. He was a great as the rumor said, but since he was old, he had a stroke in the middle of shooting. It was tragic. A stroke, you say? I don't know, maybe he did just have a stroke. So after that, no, like I said, that's where the filming was canceled. The end of the second film was shot without the director, though. The staff disbanded after that. I see. So that's what happened. That means someone else shot the third film. So between that and the male that dealt with Rio, I'm guessing it must have been Yugen Kumashiro. There's got to be more to this, right? But really, I never imagined they got someone as big as director Akasawa on the project 10 years ago. It was just a drama project, but they really put everything they had into it, huh? Yes, the budget was very generous. They remade the entire building just so it can serve as a set. That doesn't happen too often. Oh, you mean the Capricious Hall? Right, that's what it was called. Well, that was just director Akasawa's particular way of using the budget. One legend says that in one shoot during his prime, he said he didn't like the way a mountain was shaped, and the next day it was flattened out. Wow, that man was like a giant. Well, since he was that great of a man, he must have started preparations for the third film ahead of time. Yes, that's what I heard. Apparently the third film was supposed to be set here, the Nishinoshima, and he bought a villa just for that. The villa that Ibuse currently resides in when he needs to make his work. This whole time it was Sochi, I knew it. I knew it was that rat bastard. They said that in between filming for the second film, he would try to come up with an idea in that villa. A villa? A villa, huh? Buying a villa just for shooting one film? Feels like something from another world to us, huh, director? Yeah, it's like heaven on earth compared to our current standing. I did something a bit excessive. I didn't mean to make you panic like that, director. Oh no, I was the one who jumped to conclusions. Don't let it bother you. I guess anyone would feel like that if they stood on a cliff with you, Mr. Furukoshi. Anything else? Still, I didn't think I'd meet you as soon as we get here. Sakuya did mention you'd be in the area when she sent the email. Well, this island isn't very large after all. Actually, did you know that if a car passes by, the people living on this island can recognize who it belongs to by sight? Wow, so they know we're outsiders just by looking at our car? I'd imagine they would. They might be keeping a keen eye on us. I guess that's probably it, right? Still, I didn't. Yeah. What about you? Anything else? Wait, did I never done project? He replayed everything into it. Budget, tired building, even the Capricious Hall. Yeah, we already did that. Alright. Alright, I think we're good to go here. Yagumo gets into the van alone and sinks into the contemplation as he holds onto the steering wheel. Director Akasawa had a villa around here. I wonder if it still exists. If it does, I might find a hint about the third film in there. I'm assuming, is it not the villa that Ibuse's currently in right now? Let's go get some information. Tally-ho, away! It was like time was flowing in its own pace here. That hackneyed expression came to mind, but it fit the store perfectly. So relaxing. Let's take a break here. Are you all from the TV station or something of the sort? Huh? Yes, something like that. We're a film company, to be exact. I'm surprised you could tell. You kind of feel similar to the folks that arrived yesterday, so I thought so. Is that Do you mean Director Yamagishi? Yes, that was their name. They gave me a calling card with a name on it. There was an actor I'd seen on TV with them, so I was pretty surprised at first. He likely means Shiricho Funakoshi. As the shopkeeper speaks happily, Yagumo decides to ask him. Wait. That's a man? That's crazy. 10 years ago, there was a filming for a film here. Do you know anything about that? 10 years ago. 10 years ago. I'm sorry, I don't think I've heard of anything of that. Right. Judging by the third film's footage, it was likely shot with the bare minimum of people. Director Akasawa's death was probably part of it, but if that's the case, it makes sense the locals wouldn't know about it. Are you sure about that? By the way, I've heard director Issei Akasawa had a villa on this island. Did you know about it? Yes, I've heard of it. They even call it the Akasawa Gosho. The Akasawa Gosho? That's a pretty grand name. Well, I don't think it's the place's real name. It was probably named after the image of Kuroki Gosho. Oh, the Kuroki Gosho was a place the exiled former emperor Go-Daigo lived in. The palace's remains are still on the Oki Islands. Director Akasawa's villa was likely christened with the same name as to node to this moniker of the emperor. Is the Akasawa Gosho still intact? It should be. Someone even lives there every now and then. Huh? But Director Akasawa passed away. Maybe his family inherited the place and are still using it. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. But if that's the case, the building should still be mostly intact. Maybe there's some hint about the film from 10 years ago there. With that thought in mind, Yagumo swallows nervously and asks the shopkeeper, where exactly is the Asakawa Gosho? Do you happen to know? Not the exact spot, but I hear it's near the Yurihime Shrine. Yurihime Shrine. Alright, thank you very much. You were a huge help. Don't mention it. The shopkeeper probably didn't understand why he was... Yeah, it is... Oh, I'm actually surprised. They have a very feminine look to them. But that's a he. That's... Wow. Well, I feel bad because I kind of gave them a more feminine voice, thinking that it was a woman, but it's a dude. Huh. Oh, my bad. I mean, I'm going to stick with it, but let me just say, they look very effeminate. Shopkeeper probably didn't understand why he was being thanked so abruptly. Yet he replies to Yagumo's words of gratitude with a confused glance. Interesting. I won't question it. No, I mean, good on you. It just kind of threw me for a loop. I mean, like, they're wearing a skirt, they got a necklace. I don't know. I don't know a lot of guys that wear long skirts and wear jewelry and have childbearing hips. God damn, those childbearing hips. Oh, I get it. It's a femboy. Alright, we should go to... Where should we go to? Well, actually, you know, before we... Because obviously the game wants me to go here. Is there anything else we can do in, like, other places? Any other, like, information we can gather? I don't want to, like, just jump straight into the next. We could have another, like, Nego 6 sighting or something. I'm assuming there's going to be another Nego 6, because there's been a couple places we visited here that gave us some, like, random dialogue about history, so I'm assuming... It's time for the next Baki Baki Shimane quiz! Actually, this isn't Shimane. It's time for the Baki Baki Oki Island quiz! Yagumo's group have a late lunch at the Beppu port. They relax under the pleasant sunlight and sea breeze. Man, that turban shell curry was delicious. Yeah, I thought it smelled like fish, but it turns out it smells fine and tastes great. I guess trying out new things is always important. Apparently, in the past in the past meat... What? The past meat? Apparently, in the past meat was hard to come by, but... Oh, in the past, meat was hard to come by. See, maybe that's why I'm thrown off. There needs to be like some kind of pause there. That's where the comma should be. You know what I mean? I would have probably said something like, apparently in the past, comma, meat was hard to come by. But, you know, keep the comma there. But they had plenty of turban shells. You know what I mean? That's why it's throwing me off a little bit. But anyway, apparently in the past, meat was hard to come by, but they had plenty of turban shells. It has this catchphrase, make sense on the island. It takes a pretty unique common sense to eat turban shells like it's nothing. The trio talk enthusiastically about the turban shell curry they had on the conceal at a restaurant near Beppu Port. Suddenly, a voice speaks up behind them. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, never mind. It's someone else. Who is this? You there. Were you filming just now? They turn around to see a policeman looking at them. The officer likely finds Yagumo's evasive tone suspicious. He approaches the trio, a severe gaze in his eyes. What is it? Okay, I may have a few questions for you. The officer flashes his badge. It has his name as well as the words Urgo Police Department Officer Yoshimasa Matsushita? Did I say Matsushita? Officer Matsushita? Yes, from the Urgo Police Department. Now, I've seen you talk around with a camera. Is your filming legally sanctioned? No, we're from a filming company. We're collecting data before the filming officially starts. In that case, right now your filming was not legally sanctioned. Yes. Yes? Yes, we're doing location scouting for a drama. We'll be shooting in Shimane TV soon. You can check with them if you want. Shimane TV, you say? Matsuhita looks fixedly at Yagumo's group before continuing. Well, that's fine then. We just had trouble relating to filming recently. Make sure you get a permit if you're filming in the streets. Understood. We'll get a road closure permit when it's time to start filming. Good. Make sure you get the permission when filming indoors too. No guerrilla filming. It'd be trouble for the locals. Yes, of course. Nodding at Yagumo's amicable response, Matsuhita leaves. Once he's out of sight, Magari parts her lips in relief. I always panic when the cops get involved. Dealing with the police is the most troublesome part of filming, but when it's time for filming, we'll get a public filming permit. Yagumo is about to finish his sentence, but suddenly trails off. Is something wrong? A road filming permit. Right, that's it! The third film. If it was shot on the island, they must have gotten a road closure permit from the police here. And we should have the name of the person in charge of filming should be listed there. Oh! So, oh God. The phlegm filled is coming out in me. I'm good. Oh man. I really wanted to finish in like this last recording, but if there's like 17 more chapters, man, I don't know if I can do it. We're going to try and hose it through. I think we're like 2.5 hours in, 2 hours and 40 minutes in. Yeah, I think we can do it. Hopefully this doesn't go for 4 hours, but we'll see. God, my voice is definitely going to be, it's going to be tested. Oh, so that should tell us who was in charge of the filming after director Akasawa passed away. Exactly. Let's go, Magari, Kanaide. Roger. So now we can go to the police station. See, I knew there was going to be more shit. I shouldn't just go straight to the... Near Yurihime Shrine, at the port area where pleasure boats sailed, stood the Urgo Police Department. The police department held jurisdiction over Nishinoshima. With the guard ship Urikaze, they maintained peace on both the land and sea. Yagumo and his group were currently inside the station, arguing with the officer at the counter. I'm telling you, I just need you to let me see the road closure permit records. Why can't you show me? Because we can't let any civilian that walks into the station see things like that. Why would you even want to see that? We're working on a film project for Shimane TV. A similar project was done here 10 years ago, and I want to know who was in charge of it. I'm asking you why you need to know that. Stop being absurd. If you're going to insist any longer, I'll slap an obstruction of justice charge on you. Yagumo is silenced by Matsushita's threat, but then Magari cuts in their exchange. Wait up! We're cooperating with a detective from Shimane Prefectural Police. They're investigating a certain incident. Huh? Hey, Magari, this isn't... I'm sorry, Director. I didn't want to do this, but we'll need to use Inspector Masawa's name here. He preferred not using Masawa's name for a personal errand like this one. Magari likely senses that and says this to Yagumo while bowing her head. She then turns to face Matsushita. I'm telling the truth. We can't share the details, but checking the road closure permit records is part of the investigation we're helping him out with. Are you really assisting in an investigation? Really? If you think I'm lying, ask Inspector Masawa from the Shimane Prefectural Police Investigation Division. Go on, call him and check. Fine, Inspector Masawa of the Shimane Prefectural Police Investigation Division, right? Officer Matsushita begrudgingly picks up the phone receiver and asks at the desk and starts dialing. He only exchanged a few words over the phone before turning back to them. Well, it's exactly like I told you, right? Inspector Masawa is on a day off. I couldn't confirm your story. Huh? I suppose I'll only be able to check tomorrow. Come again then. What is with that geezer? What is that geezer doing? Why is he taking days off right when we need him? Yagumo and Magari were so enthusiastic about that the disappointment hits them much harder. It's then that Kanade speaks to Magari. Magari, did you try calling his cell phone? Huh? I mean, during the incident, Yotsuno Inspector Masawa gave you his cell phone number, right? I completely forgot! Magari hurriedly takes out her smartphone and opens the phone book. The ringing tone plays on, but there's no sign of Masawa picking up. The three wait impatiently until eventually, a call connects with the sound of the phone's button being pushed. Hello, it's Magari. Why'd it take you this long to pick up? Huh? Huh? You're playing Mahjong? I don't care about that. Listen, we need a favor. Yeah, so it's like that. Yeah. So please, we're begging you. You'll be saving our lives here. Apparently he wasn't going to say yes easily. Magari begs into the receiver repeatedly before eventually removing her ear from the smartphone and... Here, he's asking to speak with you. Magari hands him the smartphone with the call still connected. 30 minutes later, sitting on the station's table are 5 road closure permit records. Masawa convinced Matsushita to bring out all the reports submitted around the year 2010. Thank you, Magari, Kanade. I owe you 2. I'm an overachiever. But still, it's around 2 total years. But there's only 5 reports. Well, I guess those are all the reports. It does make it easier to find what we're looking for. I guess we're just, inspecting them all. Yagumo checks the first permit. I think it was supposed to say the, but it said he. Yagumo checks he permit. It's the he permit. It's so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out. What's in my head and I'm feeling a little peculiar. This is a local news program's interview. It has the name of a local TV station sign on it and doesn't look suspicious. The second permit was signed by an advertising company, and the reason listed was for an outdoor event. The title of the event made it clear it was related to some kind of civilian marathon. That's got nothing to do with the filming. This permit is... Wait, it's for a film! Yagumo hurriedly checks the register's name, only to find it said a university's independent film society. Oh, it's just some university's film club. Yeah, I don't think that has to do with the film. They examined the fourth report. The line that listed the reason for closing the street says, for the purpose of filming a movie. This is it! The applicant is listed as Shimane TV's production... whatever, it was Magari. The production department. Yes, there's no mistaking it. This is it. Yagumo somehow felt like he was afraid to find out, but looked at the bottom of the page, and at the last line listed the name of the person in charge of the scene. What? Huh? That's Director Ibuse. That's Director Ibuse's name. We could have probably already linked that from the villa. Because why would he be settling down in the villa now if he wasn't the one that... You know what the other thing is, though? This kind of almost loops back to everything, because remember how he said that he was the lead director of the film, like, 10 years ago? Remember as that joking case that we did at the very beginning with the woman getting hit by the truck and shit? He did bring up that he's like, oh, I filmed that project 10 years ago. Like, he did bring that up himself, so, like... Isaiah Ibuse. Is Ibuse really the culprit? The name of someone they knew very well. They descended into a long silence. Yagumo eventually whispers quietly, breaking the silence. Magari, Director Ibuse is on this island too, right? Yes, he should be, but I don't know where he is. Monomi should be coming tomorrow, right? We can ask her to take us there. Anyway, now we know that we have to meet Director Ibuse. Right. Yes, you're right. It's honestly, that wasn't a shocking reveal. I figured he probably had some kind of part because of all the context clues. Plus, like, I'm pretty sure he had some relation to the villa that the director of the film here owned and bought. So, like, how would he have possession of it unless he himself is the actual owner of the villa? So, is there anything else we can learn from the cliff? Because obviously they want us to go to Yorihime Shrine. The group gazes off Metsun... is it just Mentagai Cliff? Let me just say Mentagai. Off Mentagai Cliff as the salty breeze blows around them. Except... Phew, that was dangerous. Really? If it weren't for this, we could just lie down and enjoy this place. Seriously, if only it weren't for this. As the land around Mentagai Cliff was dotted with grazing horses and cattle, their droppings littered the ground. The view was still breathtaking, enough to make one forget about it, and so Yagumo could enjoy this relaxing, healing moment. Damn, we sit next to the shit and cow. Alright, this is it, baby. We're doing it. I'm gonna save real quick. Oh, well, okay. Oh, this is new now, so... my throat's parched from all the walking around. You can have my mineral water I bought earlier if you want. And lick the salt tablet. Thanks, I'll have it. You too, Director. You might have heat stroke if you walk around too long without water. Yeah, thank you. Magari and Yagumo drink from the bottle Kanade hands them and licks salt tablets. They've been going around the neighborhood looking for Akasawa Gosho, but they couldn't find it. Damn it, wasn't this place supposed to be nearby? Was the information we got wrong? Okay, this is definitely new, right? It's got to have something to do with the tree, right? Scary. I'm scared. Yagumo regards Magari, who whined as such while looking at the squids hanging around the nearby woods. Stop staring at them if they scare you so much. You don't have to look at them if you don't want to. No, I'm scared, but like, my eyes keep wandering. They have this weird charm to them. Hey! What now? Look at that! There's someone there! Magari is right. There's a figure appearing and disappearing between the trees, and eventually they see the figure's full form. Huh? That's Director Yamagishi. They see Yamagishi approaching through the woods, looking at them curiously. Well, there he is. Right on time, brother. Director Yamagishi! Perhaps noticing them due to Magari's call, Director Yamagishi nods his head and approaches them. Hey there! Wait, are you alone?
Yes, Mr. Funakoshi and Sakuya went back at the inn first. I have some errands to attend to, so I'm by myself right now.
Oh, really? Still, I didn't expect to run into you here.
Well, my business was around here, and I was told there's this interesting shrine nearby, so I checked it out on my way back.
Yagumo listens in on Magari and Yamagishi's exchange from the side. When the idea flashes in his mind, Yagumo speaks to Yamagishi, hoping to confirm that. Director Yamagishi, what kind of errand was that?
Oh, I heard Director Buse lives nearby, so I figured I should drop by and say hello. I was surprised to find out that he seems to be living in a villa Director Akasawa used to live in.
Oh, you mean the place they call Akasawa Gosho?
Yes, that's what I heard. Apparently Director Buse bought it off after Director Akasawa passed away.
So he does own it. He does own it now. Director! Yeah, makes sense we wouldn't find a nameplate that says Akasawa. Director Yamagishi, could you tell us where the Akasawa Gosho is? I'd like to give my regards to Director Ibuse, too.
Sure, I don't mind.
A bit taken aback by Yagumo's impatient question, Yamagishi tells him the address. You're just some criminal trash living in an attic! So how? Alright. Did we get the address? Can we leave? Is there like a new... the Nakanoshima Path. This has got to be it, baby. Oh, I have 100% seeking suspicion we're going to max mode the fuck out of Ibuse. This is going to be max mode up the wazoo. We're going to be like, hey, yo, why you have this house? Why were you the director? What did you do to my sister? The Akasawa Gosho. Like they were told, the place was behind Yurihime Shrine, standing isolated along the eastern side of Kunaga's shore. The house didn't even have a nameplate. They wouldn't find the place had Yamagishi not told them. And now... Yagumo and his group were in one of the villa's rooms, sitting opposite of Ibuse. First Yamagishi, and now you. I've got quite a few guests today, it seems. Sadly, only I live here, so I don't have anything in the way of snacks. But I could make you coffee. No, it's fine. We didn't come here to chat. Oh? There's something important we need to ask you. Something important? Well, that's a surprise. Contrary to his words, he replied with his expression not showing any signs of surprise. Yagumo, on the other hand, looks at him with a terribly stiff expression and spoke as Magari watched him with cornered eyes. Director Ibuse, there's something I need to ask you. Cutting right to the chase, I see. Let's hear it. Go ahead. I'd like to ask you about 10 years ago. About the drama project that preceded this one. When you pulled the trick with the ghost film to test me, you played the role of someone who shot the pilot film 10 years ago. Right? Yes. Yes, I did that. But I know that wasn't just the role you were playing. Oh, that film has nothing to do with that project. I don't mean that. I mean the actual pilot film from the project 10 years ago. In other words, 10 years ago, you actually did shoot the pilot film. Me? That's impossible. I hear the director for those films was the maestro director Akasawa. I'm unrelated to those films. True, director Akasawa was behind the megaphone for the first two films. The first two films? That's odd. You make it sound as if there were films besides those two. It was brought by Saikyo, right? The third film was brought by Saikyo. Yes, there's definitely another film. The third film was brought in to Shimane TV by a man called Saikyo Ito. Oh? At the time, he was in charge of developing the film, and he secretly brought in a copy of it to extort money out of Shimane TV. As a result, Shimane TV bought the film off him in secret and covered the whole story up. Fact of the matter is, a third film existed. That's the first I've heard of it. It's hard to believe it happened. In which case, that film is extremely precious and rare. It's a postmanthus work by director Akasawa after all. No, director Akasawa couldn't have filmed that movie, and that's because he was dead. Died during the closing stages of the second film. Director Akasawa passed away during the closing stages of the second film's shooting. Shiricho Funakoshi was there to confirm this. In other words, director Akasawa couldn't have been the one who filmed the third movie. I see. If Mr. Funakoshi says so, I'm inclined to believe him. However, why does it mean I'm the one who filmed it? When you take a large enough leap in logic, it only comes across as absurdity, Yagumo. So you're gonna insist on playing dumb, are you? Me? Playing dumb? I most certainly am not playing dumb, since I have no recollection of what you're describing. Director Ibuse, I already have the evidence. Decisive proof that you were related to the third film. The road closure permit was signed in his name. And it's the road closure permit. Well, that was an easy one. There was only 3 of them. It's a road closure permit from back then, and your name is signed as the one in charge of the scene. You said you're not related to this business. In which case, why did you buy off Director Akasawa's villa? I don't imagine Director Akasawa's family would give up on the villa he left a mark on. But the reason they gave it up to you was because you were part of his staff, wasn't it? And then, you picked up the project after Director Akasawa's death and filmed the third one. Yes, I understand. Not a bad theory. A road closure permit. I was careless to leave that kind of paper trail. So you admit it. You shot the third film. Not answering Yagumo's question, Ibuse continues with small smirk. Judging by your tone, I assume you've already seen the film. I did. That's why I can't forgive this. Right. So you've seen it. Right. So what are you gonna say now, brother? Did you drive my sister to suicide? Was it you all along? No, it can't be. Because I still feel like there's more to the game. There's no way, right? I feel like he's just a part of it, but I don't know if he's the mastermind. Fine, then. That means my objective has been achieved. Objective? What objective? What did you make that film for? What does making me watch that thing achieve? Well, you see. Ibuse is about to say, but then freezes. His eyes then widen, and he starts shivering uncontrollably. What? Excuse me? What? Huh? A red line of blood runs down from Ibuse's lips. As Yagumo and his group stand up in shock, Ibuse looks at his own blood with surprise. Eventually, his gaze seems to fix on a single spot. I see. Yagumo thinks he can feel a certain serenity in Ibuse's widened eyes and expression as he whispers faintly. His gaze then settles on Yagumo. Watch carefully, Yagumo. The moment life and death intersect before your very eyes. And what you feel as they do. Watch me. And be reborn as a creator. Finishing those words, his lips curl up in a smile. Director Ibuse! He coughs up a thick amount of blood as if vomiting it out. Excuse me? As he spits out a large amount of blood, Eventually, he sinks into his knees slowly, while Yagumo and the others watch him in shock. What?